I just didn't feel like setting up cameras and software, but we're doing a water change that's ahead of schedule. And I'm doing it because the new fish probably aren't used to my methods. The water was harder where they came from, and I keep my water a lot softer. Um, and then after the water gets a couple days old, it'll be a lot more acidic than these fish probably like than they're used to. So we're gonna do a water change right now. Just make sure I keep them comfortable, because I don't want any trouble in that regard. I was giving it some thought, and I was thinking, you know what, we better keep the water change a little more frequent until the new guys are adapted. So we might stress them out. They don't know what's going on, so they're a little worried. They're not used to how I do things. My other fish know what's happening. They're okay with it. There we are on the time warp. Water's just about drained out. I'm about to stop the pump. We're just going to let it get right down the discus height. Give them a nice full fresh change. We'll keep it going. And here we are, set up for the fill. We just started it. Primed the water again. Although the barrels have already been primed, I always do it again. Who knows what you're stirring up? It's good to detoxify. Everybody seems fine. This is just a precaution. I didn't need to change water today, but I have new fish in the tank, and they might not be used to my schedule. And that thought dawned on me. I'm like, you know what? The way he was set up, he looked like he was probably doing daily water changes, or near daily water changes. And I'm not. Now my fish are accustomed to my routine, but it doesn't mean these new ones are. So I don't want to drive my pH up too high for them, because it takes them a little while to adjust. And they've only been here a few days. So this way we'll keep things fresh for them, and it should keep the stress down and give them some more time to adapt to my system. And I think I'll just do water changes every 2 days for the next maybe week, just to make sure they have an easy time getting used to being here. So that's the plan. We'll continue with the fill. You can see they're pretty comfortable despite all the activity. My fish are used to maintenance, as they should be. He's actually doing good. He's not used to my routine, but he's going to be used to his old owner's routine. He was well looked after. I'm sure a water fill is still a water fill. When I was draining, I might not do that the same, but this probably looks exactly like what he's used to. It's just a hose in the water, and the level's going up. Things are getting fresher. We'll have some good color soon. And now we're halfway through the fill. For those who don't know, we pre-treat and preheat our barrels and our water. This water actually didn't sit in the barrel very long. It's only been there for a day. I was a little late refilling them, but it sat long enough that my micro bubbles are gone. My temperature's good. It's been primed. It's had the beneficial bacteria in the barrels work on it for a bit, so it should be in really good shape. Temperature's right. It's coming in out of the barrels, going in at 85.3 out of 87. So they're not really noticing any temperature dip that they can't handle. And we're just continuing to fill. I gotta actually switch barrels any minute now. I don't like to drain them dead. I like to leave some of the old water behind, so when the new water mixes in, just like an aquarium change. but there's nothing living in those barrels, so I don't build up nitrates. There we go. I think it's starting to sound like I need a barrel change. And now we're just about done. Already engaged the two internal filters and just waiting to turn on the hang-on backs and the sump. We don't do that till we're full. Heaters are already re-engaged. Fisher's all congregated here. He's been holding this position. That's his safe spot. Little guy's over there too. I'll make before I upload this, I'll make a video, a short clip in about an hour, just to show you how they all look after everything is run, after the filters have run for an hour and everything is recirculated with the sump. And it's going to be beautiful. Going to be beautiful. It's only been about 20 minutes since I finished the water change. Already looks immaculate. Tomorrow morning, of course, things will be absolutely amazing. She's showing a little bars, but you know, the water changed, and like I said earlier, my pH is higher than his was, and that's got me thinking that I can't leave them in my water as long as my fish are used to until they adapt. And they haven't been here long enough for that, so I'm going to change the water every 2 days for about a week to make sure that they're accustomed to my mineral levels and everything else. But it's really a pH thing because they were accustomed to being in hard water, and I step my water down, make it soft. I put my water where the Amazon is, without using chemicals or anything. I'm really anti-use of chemicals and anti-use of meds. And all of my methods are about trying to avoid those expenses and still achieve this. Yeah, that's pretty much where it's at. Now, Canadian fish keeping's changed because they've took away all our meds. So we don't have the easy, just drop this med in and every few weeks, no problem, and it doesn't cost much, so who cares? Now we have to think around outside the box and find ways to avoid the situations that cause us to use chemicals and meds. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I've done, and I'm making it work with discus, which means it could work with anything. So a lot of people are quitting. Fish. A lot of fish keepers are just dropping out because they don't know how to cope with the lack of medicine to fix the problems. Well, it's we have to adapt, we have to improvise, we have to overcome. That's what my whole channel has been about. You'll see the problems I was having. You can roll back the clock on my videos. Have been uploading every day for like a year and a half. It'll be like 2 years, I think, in April. And you can see I go through all the things that everyone's going to go through, and then I scratch my head, and I'm blind to certain things for certain periods of time. You can see it all. You can watch the whole evolution from zero to hero right here, cataloged. So I don't hide anything. It's all there. Fish die because I'm screwing up. I stunt fish because I'm screwing up. And I don't know why half the time. And I'm trying to, and I just keep soldiering on. And slowly over time, I figured this shit out. I will almost never need meds. Knock on wood, but that's what I've accomplished here. Normally a discus keeper, probably even the guy that's selling me his discus right now, he's getting out of them because he's always using meds to keep his fish alive. And it gets damn expensive. That's why people walk away from these fish. I don't need meds. I used some this week because I brought the little guy in and he had some pink gills, and I think he had pink gills because, you know, he's just living in a normal tank, and those normal tanks are great for every fish in the world. Several of them seem to get affected by what I'm talking about too, but yeah, you know, it's the free-floating bacteria. It is your number one enemy, and if you want to have an easy time with discus, design your setup, keep your water clear and free of any bacteria whatsoever. Kill it all. There's several ways to do that. I'm gonna make a video about a guy that's doing it right now without a UV light. He's using a completely different method to achieve the same goal. And you know what? The fact that he's using that method and I'm using my method, I'm going to take his method. I'm not going to tell you what it is, though. I'm just going to show you his water, and hopefully he makes us a video. But that'll be coming tomorrow. Tomorrow's episode of Clearwater Kudos is going out. I haven't done that one for a while. It's going out because there's definitely someone everyone should have a look at. He's got low numbers. He's a new YouTube channel. He's got, you know, lower numbers because he's brand new. But boy, does he have nice water. Like, it's definitely like, wow. Let me tell you. And he's doing it completely differently than I am. And so I want to point that out. I want to make a point of it. And I don't care who does what or how. If the end goal is clean, clear, bacteria-free water that's going to promote healthy fish, I'm all for it. Like I said, I'm even considering adding some of what he's doing on top of this to make it just OCD, oh my God, clean. And I think I'm going to do it. I really do. I'm kind of excited about thinking about it. It's every layer of protection is worth it to me. But anyhow, this video, after I patch it all together, is going to get pretty long. So we'll leave you with this one for tonight. And yeah, tomorrow we'll have another episode of Clearwater Kudos. Got the Buy Me a Coffee link. It's in my description, channel description. I should start putting it in all my video descriptions. I'll try to remember to do that. Any funds that go to the Buy Me a Coffee donation thing, they'll stay there until I get enough funds together to put together a mega tank. We're going to build like one of those big super long plywood tanks, probably like 10 feet long, in my basement. And I'm that's sort of, you know, on the back burner, but we're working towards that. And if we can get there faster, great. So buy me a coffee. It'll be more like help me buy myself the materials for a huge tank to put all the Oscars in. That's the next big upgrade for Discus North. I mean, I'm going to be making some breeding tanks in between as well, but we need a super massive tank for big fish. Get an arowana going, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. I've got the space. We're going to get it done. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.